Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are currently hoping that Lithuania leaves the coalition against us. I just restarted the game here, and we have 48 aggressive expansion, so they might. We'll see what ends up happening with that. We are full on military power right now, and we know that we have a couple of armies here that are taking attrition. So let's take a look here. We could definitely build a supply depot here. That looks good. And these guys are still in motion, as are the other forces. Okay, that looks reasonably fine. So we're going to tick forward here. Chagatai made a claim on us. That seems really ambitious. Also, Russia is being heavily occupied by Japan. Noted. Okay, so of course, Jonpur is losing to Gujarat, which we do, at this point, expect, to be honest. That'll be absolutely fine. We are nearing our maximum monarch power. When can we get our next Miltech? We're 10 years ahead of time right now. So next year. We expect to have enough power to be able to do it in December. We are going to cap our military power fairly soon. Our statesman died. That's not necessarily ideal. We need that diplomatic reputation. I'm going to pay for the +3 advisor here. Will we actually have enough to do this? Yes, +10. Looks good. No problem whatsoever there. No guy was building a spy network. That's not shocking. We can see that they do have a decent amount of forces here. No doubt about that. Well, we're still working on annexations here. This is using 3 per month, and this is using 3 per month. Okay. Noted. So that is fine for the time being. We can sell titles. We can set an... Okay, Egypt entered into the coalition against us. That is worrisome. What are they at, actually? They are at 144. Okay, yeah, that's not going to be going away anytime soon. It's Lithuania that we want to see exit the coalition. One thing we could think about doing, they are outraged right now, and they want some of our provinces. But I'm going to send a diplomat to improve relations with Lithuania. Now, to be clear, this is not going to get it all that high. I'm hoping to just get it high enough that they leave the coalition. Lithuania is the only people in the coalition that we don't want in the coalition. Everyone else we don't care about. So, I mean, we don't actively want them in a coalition against us, but we don't really care whether they're there or not, to be honest. So we're going to make our way back up over here. That looks fine. We are about to cap our military power again, and that is fully expected. We do need to get these cores made as soon as we can. Austria entered into a treaty of support independence for Nogai, which is unsurprising. And we did just lose a military leader, so that's actually a good thing. We can roll up a new general here, costing us a little bit of military power, so that we're no longer capped on that. That is absolutely great. And yeah, we should be able to get our Miltech on the next month, or not next month tick, but the next year tick. So that'll be okay. We absolutely need to chill for right now. We have a lot of heat on us. No doubt about that. We may think about expanding down over this way, fighting like Bengal. But for the moment, as a hypothetical, if we were to declare this... Okay, that would be a doable thing. For right now, I don't want to do that. For right now, we are annexing, and we are improving relations with Lithuania. It's currently gone up by 5. And, of course, we're still at -200 there, which is fully expected. So that's okay. Scandinavia declared war on Austria, citing succession war as their CB. And Hadramut left the military coalition against us. That is a really good sign. So why did Hadramut leave the coalition against us? Because they no longer believe that's viable, not because they're not outraged. They are. They have 104 aggressive expansion. I'm guessing it's because Austria's busy. Who wins? Austria versus Scandinavia. I mean, Austria does, in theory, but neither one has manpower. They're broadly similar across the board, except that Austria has a bigger army. Right. So Austria probably ends up winning that. Wallachia left the military coalition against us. Okay. So that is interesting. I wouldn't have expected these small nations to be leaving the coalition against us. It must simply be... Yeah, Lithuania is still in this. I would have expected Lithuania to be the first one out. And there goes Lithuania. So Lithuania leaving would have been what I expect to create the trigger for people like Hadramut and Wallachia leaving. So maybe the AI, like, had some foreknowledge that Lithuania was going to leave. We suspected Lithuania was going to leave because the aggressive expansion is down, right? So that's absolutely great. We're very pleased about that. Who is still in the coalition? I mean, Egypt is. They're, I think, the only big ones remaining in the coalition. So that would be absolutely great. Now, it is currently January, and that means that we can grab our mill tech. That, of course, gives us 50% supply limit, which is huge. Absolutely enormous. We also have a lot of innovativeness right now. So that's great. Absolutely great. We would like to get more dip tech, but we are currently not actually gaining any due to annexing Hassa and Arabia. That's all fully expected. We need to get these cores done, though. That's kind of a top priority before we do any other expansion. So that's absolutely something to be done. Yeah, we'll spend some money on Plague. That's okay. We do have some decisions available here. We could adopt the title of Khalifa and head towards legalism. What are we at right now? 21? Towards legalism? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with getting the additional money for that. Missionary strength versus heretics would probably be good. We can head towards mysticism as well and just, you know, get rid of that bonus that we just got. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. So at this point, we want to finish up all of these cores, right? We need to get at least some cores made here so that we can make more cores. That is mission number 1. Our unrest is not all that high, even though our overextension is very high, and we are having to root out quite a lot of corruption right now. That's costing us 38 ducats per month. We gain 2 base production, excellent, and industrialization events, I like it. Steam engine, that is a good thing. Now, a government reform is... Okay, we have all the government reform tiers. Right. So at this point, we can just expand our administration when we have this available, right? We can just expand the administration as much as we can because we have nothing else to spend it on. So that's fine, unless we wanted to change one of these. But currently, I'm reasonably content with them. So that's all good. I want to check in on industrialization. Okay, it would have to be in a state development of at least 30. We did build a furnace somewhere. Where did we build that furnace? We can look in our economic map mode and look at trade goods. And where is coal? We know that we have coal here somewhere. I think it was somewhere up this direction. I'm probably blind, but I know we do have coal here somewhere. So that's dyes there, right? This is wine, this is wine. What color is coal? We can go up, like, over here where I know that there is some coal. Okay, it's this kind of bluish, grayish color. I'm colorblind, so we might not actually know what color that is. But now we know approximately what color we're looking for, and we know it's in Uzkent. Okay, so the problem here is that we don't have at least 30 development here, I believe. So if we take a look at this situation, development of at least 30, manufactories is present, enlightenment is present, have a furnace. It needs to be connected to our capital. Okay, so in that case, I believe that what we need to do here is we just need to boost up our development of Uzkent. And I'm going to do exactly that. So are we going to boost this 15 times? That's a lot of times. No doubt about it. That's a whole lot of times. It's going to be pretty expensive. Mill power is going to be a good power to put in here. So if we want this to be 30, this should be, let's see here, divided by 3, it would be 10 each, right? So we can bring this up to 10. And then the rest of this would go into, in theory, diplomatic power, but military power is going to need to be worked on there. Okay, so that's going to be a medium-term project. That's going to take a lot of power, no doubt about it. We could consider boosting up our military advisor. And I'm going to boost him up to 3 for right now. Okay. That'll be fine for the moment. We can also set an agenda here, which we will do. anything in Uzkend for any improvements here? Build a university in Samarkand for 35 power? Actually, that's not bad. We'll take that, and that is, of course, in our capital, and we'll just build a university there. That'll take 10 months, and that will get us some power that will help us through this little project. Beautiful. Of course, our diplomatic power is currently at 0, right? I'd like to promote this guy, but this is going to cost us about 16 ducats a month. That's expensive. We currently would be negative if we did that, but I'm going to do it anyway. I want to promote this guy to +4 so that we're at least gaining 1 diplomatic power per month. Once we finish up our annexations here, that'll be great. Now, these guys have occupied in Trebizond. That is not shocking. We're heading up there, and yes, we're going to be running a deficit here for a little bit. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn out our rooting out of corruption down to about here. So we're running just a teeny tiny surplus. Yeah, somewhere around here. Our corruption is going to grow, but this is a temporary thing. Cool. So that'll be fine for now. And these guys are going to head back to Tikrit. Beautiful. So at this point, we can hop over to Uzkend, and we can say, we are ready to improve our base manpower here by 1. Cool. Aintab is now considered a part of our patrimony. That's great. We can now make this into a territory. Perfect. And we want to make any of these into cores that we can. Beyond that, Aintab is going to need to be made into a full core, but that is a lower priority. Cool. So that all looks absolutely fine. So at this point, we need a lot of power, right? That is absolutely something that we need, is a lot of power. Our corruption is growing, and that is to be expected, given the current situation. We need to make this into a core. That's now a full core. Phenomenal. And our overextension has dropped, so that is also helpful. No, we don't have time for it. Okay. So that is all looking good. We don't need a new advisor there. This will be absolutely fine. I want to check in on the status. Okay, Kars and Kartli are now considered part of our patrimony. That's good. I want to check in on the status of the Japan War and the Scandinavia versus Austria War. Apparently that's over. Interesting. I would have expected that to be a more extensive war, but it is apparently completely over. So that's fine. I mean, no guy was building a spy network. That's not shocking. We can get Guria coring. We're fairly limited in all of the things that we can core here, right? We need to push through and get all of these cored as soon as we can, but that'll be a bit. So we can definitely get those underway. There's our agenda completed. That means that we can come on over to Uzkend, and we can boost up our diplomatic power and our military power, bringing us up to 25 development. Cool. So that's all looking good. I want to continue to boost this. And of course, that's going to get more expensive, but we do need to do this 5 more times if we want to have a chance of having Enlightenment spawning in our territory. Marwari Separatists down over here. That's very rude. Oh, looks like they're just leaving. Never mind. We don't actually care about that then. That's out in Jonpur. Yeah, that's fine. So Spain wants military access, and they're at war with Egypt. I kind of want to be friends with Spain right now. There's enemy of my enemy bonus. We'll allow that. I think, yeah, 74 reasons not to allow that for right now. Most of that is our army and navy strength, which, fair enough on the navy strength. How strong is their army? Oh, okay, their army is very, very strong. So that is concerning. No doubt about that. We'll see how that ends up going. Gujarat wants a royal marriage. We accept that. So at this point, I feel like we're in a lot safer of a position. We do need to get a couple more cores going here, which we can do. Absolutely, we want to do that. So that's great. Next up, we still want to be annexing, which we, of course, are. This will be done in 1745 and 1758. Those are kind of low priority situations, though. So Baluchistani separatists out over here, they need to get dealt with. We'll head on down and deal with that. These guys weren't drilling, which was mildly awkward, but okay. Over here in Uzkend, I do want to continue to boost up the military power. Phenomenal. I really want to get all these cores going, but we can't unless we have adjacent cores, right? So it'll take some time. Chagatai is making claims on us. Jonpur unrivaled us. They are turbo weak. Minus 100 prestige. With only 9k troops. I feel like they declared bankruptcy. They're 2 corruption right now. Minus 100 prestige indicates to me that they declared bankruptcy. That their war with Gujarat made them bankrupt. So that's definitely something that we're interested in jumping on. I'm going to move 2 armies over. They're no longer a valid rival, but that's okay. And we need a new rival, and that would probably end up being not Spain, I can tell you that. Scandinavia? They're pretty far away. I don't think that that's actually going to result in any issues, but it eventually might, especially if Scandinavia and Lithuania move together. That could be problematic for us. Okay, so Bengal has sabotaged our diplomatic reputation. Yeah, Bengal's going to continue to be an issue. But I think at this point we move into Jonpur. I do want to get Uzbek under control here. Or actually, it's Uzkend. I want to get this up to 30 development. That would be great. Austria entered into a treaty of support independence. Yes, this is all relatively expected. Okay. So at this point, I am noticing that these guys have a fair amount of troops. No doubt about that. No guy is rebellious towards us, although we might be able to... It's mostly because of the treaties of support independence, right? Indeed. That's mostly what we've got going on there, is the treaties of support independence. I do want to continue to core as much as possible, but the biggest priority right now has to be getting Uzkend up and attacking Jonpur. I think that's absolutely what we go for here. So, if we were to attack Jonpur here, we would need... Oh, we're truced? We're still truced with them. Hang on, when is that over? October of this year. Okay. These guys are not taking attrition here. So we can move these guys back slightly, and we can just wait until October. That's fine. I want to jump on Jonpur as soon as we can here. That will definitely be a high priority to make our way in over this way. We did just lose a military leader. That's reasonably fine. Can we get one from the emirs? Yes, we can. Because I don't actually want to... And you can get back to drilling. I don't actually want to spend any military power right now because we need it for Uzkend, right? We can get our diplomatic power up to 9, or diplomatic development, I should say. And then we need 72 military power, and then we'll need like 75 diplomatic power or so. Okay, we're currently at +7 diplomatic power. We're not actually progressing our annexations right now. That is because our diplomatic reputation was sabotaged. So if we go into our diplomacy here, I guess it's easiest to go in this way. We can see we're at minus 2.68 because our reputation was sabotaged by 3, and 1.68 due to overextension. So we're not actually progressing our annexations right now. That's okay. That means that that diplomatic power is coming into our pool, which means that we can spend it in Uzkend. And we don't need much more. So there's the military power done. Austria declared war on Greece, cleansing heresy as the CB. And we could put admin power here. That would get us to 30 development. We don't need these to all be even. And that's what I'm going to do. So that puts that at 30 development. And at this point... Maybe we need this to update? Why is it most likely to appear in Samarkand? Uzkend is connected to Samarkand. It's not an island. It's in a state, I assume. Yes, it's in a state. So what else would we need for that to qualify? Development of at least 30. Check. Manufactories is present. I assume so. Yes, manufactories and enlightenment are both present. We have a furnace built in Uzkend. So that furnace is this guy here. We have a furnace built there. What else do we need? One of the following must be true. We are the leading producer of iron, cloth, coal, and have at least 3 trade bonuses, and the year is at least 1770, or the year needs to be at least 1760, and Samarkand needs to be the highest valued trade node in the world. Okay, so this is not going to be eligible. Perhaps ever. Okay. Well, regardless, Uzkend is now a pretty powerful province, so I guess that's fine. We are going to be attacking Jonpur shortly here, and we can do this now. Do we want this Wargle, or do we want Imperialism? Imperialism is just better here. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So that seems fine. Delhi would not actually join here. So that seems okay. Okay, most of these armies are not needed for war. Jonpur is quite weak here, and we are just going to drill these 4 armies. They are going to be held in reserve, and we're going to move in with these 2 armies. Jonpur cannot face either of these armies on their own. So this is absolutely fine. We're not going to have any issues with that. So we're just going to go in and steal a bunch of Jonpur's territory. And we're going to continue to core these as we can, but for the time being, there's not all that much to core. But we're absolutely interested in taking more of this. Ah, Egypt has left the military coalition. Well, I mean, yeah, that would be the case. Remember, Ottomans are a vassal of Portugal now, who is an ally of Spain. So that's what's going on over here. That's absolutely fine. For some definitions of fine. I would like it if Portugal and Spain weren't, you know, best of buds, but they absolutely are. And that actually means that it's very difficult for us to break into the New World right now, because the US is allied with Portugal and Spain. This is Spain. This is Portugal, allied with Spain. This is Portugal, allied with Spain. Spain, Spain, Spain. So, yeah. What do we got? Like British Cascadia that we could go into, I suppose. That's Great Britain. I mean, in theory, but it would still be a difficult fight for us. I mean, I think we would be able to win. Likely. But it would be very difficult navally. Navally would be the problem there. So, yeah, I don't know about that whole New World sort of thing. It's probably not going to end up happening. We're just going to push down to the Jonpurian capital over here while these guys siege up. That'll be absolutely fine. And I would love it if we would make any progress here, but that diplomatic reputation is rough. No doubt about it. So, not too much to be done there, all things considered. Some of our provinces do indeed lack cores right now, and I would love to finish those. 3 mercantilism. We'll take, I think, the prestige here. I wouldn't mind keeping our prestige a little higher. And for the time being, we're just pushing in this way. We want to hit their capital, right? That's the ideal scenario, while Hassa runs around out here and actually sieges up all these little areas. That'll be fine. So no problem there. We can see that Jonpur is already at low war enthusiasm. Occupied and besieged provinces, Transoxania is making gains, military strength, relative strength of alliances. Yeah. So that's not shocking at all. This all looks fine. We'll have no real problem with it, but it will take us a little bit to chip through these forts. They are tough forts, no doubt about that. We're going to have more cores finishing up soon. That's good. That will help our overextension. Our corruption is still growing here, although, you know what? We can now root out corruption fully. We'll be losing money for a little bit, but I'm okay with that. This is awkward, but we do have a fort right here, so it's not actually going to be a problem. And it looks like Arabia might be heading over to handle that for us. Yeah, looks good. Thanks, Arabia. Absolute bros right there. I like it. So there's a couple cores coming in. That is magnificent. That means that we can now core all of that. And the only thing that we can't core is now this province. So that is a very good sign. We can make a state over here. Cool. And that means a full core as well. Looks good. So we're rooting out corruption right now. We don't have that much built up. Our unbalanced research is a problem. No doubt about that. I do want to build up our dip tech and get that brought in there. That would be absolutely amazing to do. I'm not sure where our vassals are going right now. They're just kind of running around over here. Oh, I see. They must be coming up over here. Who even is this? Dali up here? And Senwi. Okay. So they came around over this direction. I didn't expect that they would actually be able to negotiate passage in. But okay. I don't actually care about this, so I don't think. Our vassals probably have that under control. As far as what we're looking to take from Jonpur, that's an interesting question. How much can we even take down here? This would be maximum. Do we care about these people? Bengal would be the major concern. What is Bengal's current opinion on us in aggressive expansion? 20? Okay. Bengal would definitely be the concern. But what if we preemptively declared on Bengal before they joined a coalition against us? It's an interesting thought. At any rate, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to wrap up this war with Jonpur. I don't expect it to take too much longer. We can take some of these guys out of mothballs, or actually drilling, eventually, and just go after these armies if we feel like we need to. For now, I don't, but we'll see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.